Back here once again at Cardines Field, the rest of our pregame show and some of the information on today's game, the starting pitchers. Here once again is Steve Iwanski. Steve.
Thank you, Nick. Tonight, of course, as we know, the Gulls play the last place Berkshire Dukes, which should be an interesting matchup considering their last game, where, as we mentioned before, there were consecutive grand slams in consecutive innings. So obviously this should be a good power show for the Gulls. Of course, this is baseball, as we know. Anything can happen, and it's not over till it's over. But this should be good entertainment for the fans. We have Brian Leatherwood on the mound, who has a pretty good record so far, and he's a fan favorite for sure. We'll also have some other players starting for the first time in a few games. We have Jeff Tatford, who hasn't played in the past few games. We're not really sure why, but he hasn't been in the lineup lately, and he's back there now. An interesting player who was skipped in the lineup tonight, Sean McGill, is not catching for the Gulls tonight, which is interesting. Maybe we'll have some interviews later on. We can find out why. He's usually one of their star players, but he's not in the lineup tonight.
Well, Steve, sorry to interrupt you there. Chris Stanton, let's get a little information on him. He is batting .403 and leads the league in average.
That's right.
He really is an outstanding player for the Gulls.
Well, obviously the Gulls do lead the league. They are first place in the league, and of course most of their players lead the league in many categories. Chris Stanton, for example, in batting average, and they lead the league in most strikeouts by pitchers and least strikeouts by batters. So, playing the last place team, this should be pretty interesting from the fans' point of view for entertainment purposes. But let's hope that they keep it challenging enough. I don't mean to demean the Dukes at all, but you know, considering their record, we know what may happen tonight, and we have to be ready for it.
All right, thank you very much, Steve, for that analysis. We'll have the starting lineups next, right here on the all-new Newport Gulls television network.
Let's go, guys.
Well, welcome back here at Cardines Field. Once again, I'm Nick Gleam alongside Steve Iwanski with the starting lineup for the Berkshire Dukes visiting here tonight at Cardines Field. Leading off for the Dukes is Gary Kruger, the third baseman. Batting second, number 10, is Randy Kress, the shortstop. The center fielder, number 22, is Zach Coulter. And cleanup is Chris Ramirez, the left fielder. Batting fifth, Gene Tremoli, number 24, the first baseman. And the right fielder, bat sixth, Matt Kazusko. Frank Herman is the DH, number 28. He bats seventh. Following Herman is Grant Alexander, the catcher for the Berkshire Dukes. Rounding out the order for the Dukes is Gerald Gause, the second baseman. The starting pitcher tonight for Berkshire will be Rocco D'Angelo. He has a 3.82 ERA and is 2-2 on the season. Head coach for the Berkshire Dukes is John Malzone, and the assistant coach is Tim Levesque. Their general manager is former Red Sox general manager Dan Duquette. For the home Newport Gulls tonight, starting off in the leadoff spot is Chris Stanton. Stanton with an outstanding season thus far, batting .403. He leads the league in batting average. He is the shortstop for tonight's game for the Gulls. James Payne bats second, the center fielder, followed by Ryan Chambers, the DH. Drew Locke is in cleanup, right fielder, and the third baseman, number 4, is Tony Mansolino. Jose Rivas is the first baseman. He bats sixth, and Leo Guerrero, the left fielder, follows Rivas in the number 7 spot. Batting eighth is Jeff Tatford, the catcher. We haven't seen much of Tatford so far this season. And now let's pause for the national anthem. national anthem sung here tonight at Cardines Field. And continuing on with the starting lineups for the Newport Gulls as the stands continue to fill in here at Cardines Field. Jeff Tatford, as I was saying, is the catcher tonight for the Gulls. We haven't seen much of Tatford this season. Tommy King rounds out the order in the number 9 spot. He's the second baseman. The starting pitcher for Newport is Brian Leatherwood, number 18. Head coach for the Newport Gulls is Dennis Healy. The umpires for tonight's game at the plate is Mike Carpenter, and James Rondo is on the bases. Well, the weather right now looks a little bit ominous and threatening, but the forecast is for some scattered light showers in the area. That shouldn't really stop play from occurring tonight, folks. All right, so you still see the sun poking through the clouds off the third base line, off the water in the west. And I think we'll have a good game tonight, still around 75 degrees, and as I said, mostly cloudy skies. However, we're almost ready for baseball now. As the pregame festivities wrap up on the field and we get ready to go. We'll have the first pitch next, right here on the Newport Gulls Television Network. Once again, here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island, a typical summer night in southern New England is on a cloudy sky. See the flag out in center field is blowing just a little bit, not a lot of wind. Shouldn't affect the play much at all tonight. And the Gulls are out there warming up. The crowd still filling in here tonight. On a night like this, a Friday night in downtown Newport, we'll probably see a full capacity crowd before the game is over. Capacity here is around 2,500 people. And there's about 1,800 or 1,900 here right now, filling up the stands all around the infield. Our new bleachers under construction, being renovated just past third base. You can see them just off the shot there on your televisions. We'll be ready for baseball shortly as starting pitcher for the Newport Gulls, Brian Leatherwood, continues to warm up. Leatherwood has a 4.09 ERA, is 1-1 on the season in 6 appearances. Leatherwood has pitched 11 total innings, allowed 13 hits, 6 runs, and 5 of them earned. Has walked 2, struck out 10. He has given up 3 triples. Has yet to give up 3 doubles. Has yet to give up a triple or a home run in his appearances. The Newport Gulls are leading the New England Collegiate Baseball League Southern Division by 1.5 games over the Manchester Silkworms, who lost last night. River Point is in 3rd place, 2 games back, followed by Holyoke, 6, and Torrington also 6 games back. And then Danbury is 7.5 games back. And the Gulls' opponent tonight, the Berkshire Dukes, 9.5 games out of first place. They're 11-23 on the season. The Newport Gulls are 30-13. In the Northern Division, Keene is 23-12. North Adams is 19-14. And there is an error here, folks, on the card for tonight's game. I had said the Newport Gulls are 30-13. They're really 20-13. They're looking for the 21st victory tonight. It's a bit of a typo there. My apologies for that. Back to the Northern Division. Keene in first place. North Adams 3 games back in second place, 19-14, followed by Sanford, Concord, Vermont, and the Mill City All-Americans are last. A plate umpire for tonight's game out there clearing off the plate. Mike Carpenter will be calling balls and strikes. We're ready for baseball. Here now is Steve Awanski. Steve.
Thank you, Nick. Of course, Brian Leatherwood starting on the mound today. Leatherwood, as Nick has said, has a 4.09 ERA, a 1-1 record. Pitching to the Berkshire Dukes tonight. Leatherwood comes from Norfolk, Virginia. Currently attends James Madison University. He'll be going into his junior year next year there. And as a sophomore, he gained his second career victory and his first college series start, beating Old Dominion. Then he worked 5 scoreless innings and allowed 3 hits after the Monarchs scored 3 runs, only one of which was earned. And here's the pitch. Well, that's a swing and a strike. Foul ball. Back to the backstop.
It's a good way to set off the ball game.
Mm-hmm. It's always a good sign.
Gary Kruger, the batter right now, batting .246. He has 61 at bats on the season and just 10 hits.
The pitch, swing and a high pop over to right field foul territory, and that one's out of play. Leatherwood pitching at Richmond as a sophomore had pitched a career high 7 1/3 innings with 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts, and got a no decision. Swing, and that's strike 3. He's out. So the Gulls start the game off pretty well with a strikeout from Brian Leatherwood.
Randy Gress, the batter now, he's batting .253. He has 17 runs, 23 hits, 2 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs.
Leatherwood is also named to the Central Illinois Collegiate League All-Star team in the summer of 2003.
Of course, as the pitch is just outside ball 1, the New England Collegiate Baseball League All-Star game is just 2 days from now, Sunday, July 25th, 2004.
Should be pretty exciting. Swinging a high pop. I don't know, Nick, that looks like it might hit your car.
Oh, my car has been in the firing lane all season.
Leatherwood waits for the pitch. Now he gets a sign he likes. Here's the pitch. Swing, another high foul ball.
Look out.
Out to the crowd out near us.
Souvenir for the fans.
And here's the 1-2 pitch to Gress. Swing, and that's strike 3. Well, off to a very quick game. 2 strikeouts already.
Back-to-back strikeouts to start an outing. That's a very good sign.
Now batting, Zach Coulter, the center fielder. Coulter's batting .352, best on the team, and 108 at-bats. He's got 5 home runs and 18 RBIs on the season. And he calls for timeout.
Of course, the Newport Gulls did defeat the Berkshire Dukes earlier this season on June 22nd, 2004. They defeated the Dukes at Berkshire 16-7.
The first pitch is strike.
In that game, the Gulls, as you may have heard in the pregame show, had grand slam home runs in consecutive innings.
Pitch, that one's low, ball 1. Brian Leatherwood and that's another strike. Brian Leatherwood has improved very much in this past year and with the Gulls and in college. He's had a very high ERA his last 2 years. He had an ERA of 9 even, 2002, and in 2003 his ERA was 6.96. Of course, he's getting more playing time now, and he's definitely proven himself. The pitch, swing foul ball.
In that game on the 22nd, the Berkshire Dukes are actually leading a good portion of the game and gave up those grand slams in the 7th and 8th innings. And they really haven't recovered from that game since then all season. It's been a downhill slide, really. They were at 500 as a team then. Now their record for the season has fallen to 11-23, just 324 winning percentage.
And that pitch is in the dirt again, ball 2. And the 2-2 pitch. High, ball 3. Full count now to Zach Coulter. And of course the crowd waiting for the 3rd strikeout of the 1st inning. Payoff pitch from Leatherwood. Strike 3. And the Gulls get off to a very good start with 3 straight strikeouts from Brian Leatherwood. So here we go into the home half of the 1st inning. Score is still zip, of course. Right here on the NGTN, Newport Gulls Television Network. And back here now on the NGTN, Chris Stanton standing in now. One of the best players in the entire league leading off. That one's in there, strike 1. Of course, Chris Stanton, as we said earlier, has a .403 batting average here. There's the pitch, swing, and that'll be a high fly ball. 3rd baseman should have it, and there it is. First out, caught by the 3rd baseman, Kruger.
Other action in the area today. Sanford's at Vermont, 6:30 start time. Keene at North Adams, 7 o'clock. Holyoke is at Mill City, 7 o'clock start time. River Point and Danbury are playing a doubleheader this evening. Concord and Torrington, also 7 o'clock start time. That Sanford and Vermont game just getting underway now.
And the first pitch to James Payne, the center fielder, is outside, ball 1. Next pitch, outside again, ball 2.
If the Newport Gulls can retain first place over the next week of play, and they'll have home field advantage for the playoffs, we'll have more games for you on the NGTN.
And the next pitch is in there, a strike. Pitch, hard grounder right to the pitcher. He should have it, and he's out.
The Newport Gulls off a win last night against the Berkshire Dukes, actually. They defeated Berkshire 6-4 at Berkshire. They didn't get back until about 2:15 in the morning this morning, so it has been a long couple of days for the Gulls. Hopefully they're not too tired in tonight's game.
And Ryan Chambers, the DH, coming up now, takes first pitch, a strike. Ryan Chambers, of course, having a very good season. His numbers speak for themselves. Chambers is batting .320 and 122 at-bats with a .549 slugging percentage. That's 39 hits, 7 doubles, and 7 home runs. Pitch to Chambers. Swing, and that one's foul. Straight back to the backstop. Chambers plays for BYU, Brigham Young University. He'll be a senior next year. And there's another foul ball, straight back.
Well, fans still filtering in. I see a lot more filled seats now. We may have 2,000 tonight.
That's true. Ryan Chambers led his BYU team with 4 3 RBI games last year. The pitch in the dirt, ball 2, I'm sorry. We always like to advertise here on the NGTN that Chambers did pitch an inning for BYU, and that's strike 3. And the Gulls are down just as soon, and the first inning is over with 6 straight outs and no hits so far for either team. And we head into the top of the second inning here on NGTN. And we're back here on NGTN. Leading off the top of the first, Chris Ramirez, the left fielder, number 14. Nick, do you notice a strange parallel between the Ramirez playing left field, batting cleanup between this team and the Boston Red Sox?
That is odd. Both Ramirez's batting cleanup. I don't think this one gets paid quite as much.
No, I hope not.
Any field players are not really supposed to be compensated for that time here.
Count now 1-1. We're here in the top of the second, of course. First inning was very fast. 3 straight outs, both sides. And that's a hard ground ball, foul, down the third baseline.
This Ramirez, Chris Ramirez, is batting .305. He scored 10 runs and has 25 hits, 8 doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run. 14 RBIs for Chris Ramirez.
And the pitch from Leatherwood is a foul ball. Crowd here hoping for another strikeout. It'll be the 4th from Leatherwood.
He did strike out the side in the top of the first.
That's true.
All 3 batters went down by way of the K.
So, count 1-2 to Ramirez. Swing, and he flings his bat. Well, that was the 4th strikeout for Brian Leatherwood here in the, making it the first out in the top of the second inning, and obviously Ramirez is a little peeved about that. I don't know if he, let's hope he didn't pull a David Ortiz and fling that bat intentionally, but
I don't think he did.
Dramatic.
It probably just slipped off. Maybe he tried to check the swing, and then the bat kept going around with the momentum and just fling out of his hand. It didn't go near any players on the field. It went between the spot between the third baseman and the pitcher. But 4 strikeouts in a row for Leatherwood nonetheless. He's out to an outstanding start.
Pitch, that one's in there, a strike. Maybe Ramirez needs to use a little more pine tar next time. And the pitch. Now batting is Gene Cremoli, the first baseman.
And to take a moment to thank the entire Tigers TV crew for getting this equipment set up in the time that they did to get this game to you on the NGTN.
Pitch, that one's in there. Ball 1. Ball 2.
Can't state enough the amount of effort and time that goes into setting up these broadcasts to bring the Newport Gulls action to you, the residents of Newport County in the state of Rhode Island.
And that pitch is in there, a strike. To Gene Cremoli. So 2 strikes now. Here's the pitch from Leatherwood. And that's strike 3. Well, 5 straight strikeouts here at Cardings Field for Brian Leatherwood. Clearly a very historic game so far.
He may be chasing Roger Clemens' record of 20. Already 5 strikeouts here in the top of the second inning. Amazing.
And here's a pitch. That's strike 1. To Matt Kozusko, the right fielder, number 8. And that one is to the third baseman, fires to first, and he's out too. So, Brian Leatherwood gets 2 more strikeouts and a ground out, and we head into the home half of the second inning.
6 straight retired for Leatherwood. He's had an outstanding start thus far. Look, things are good for the Gulls.
That's right. So we head into the bottom half of the second here on the Newport Gulls Television Network. And we're back. We're back here on NGTN. Sorry about the delay there, but to lead off the bottom of the second, Drew Locke. Ground out to the second baseman. So that will bring up Tony Mansolino, the third baseman.
One major difference between these two teams is double plays. The Newport Gulls have turned 23 as a team defensively, whereas the Berkshire Dukes defense has turned just 16 on the season.
And the first pitch to Mansolino is a strike. Here's the next pitch. That's another strike. He swung. Mansolino doing pretty well himself, batting .321, 18 hits. And that one's in there, called strike 3. Well, Nick, you could almost say so far it's been a pitching duel.
It really has been. We haven't seen anyone get on base. Both pitchers working on a proverbial perfect game. I doubt we'll see that at this level. That's possible, though.
Of course.
Of course, both pitchers can't have a perfect game at the same time. Otherwise, this game would go on for infinity.
That's the joy of baseball, Nick. Up now, Jose Rivas takes ball 1. Rivas playing first base tonight. And the pitch, swing, and that's a hard ground ball right to the first baseman. Flips to the pitcher covering first, and that's the second out of the inning. Oh, third out, I'm sorry. So we head into the top of the third. Still no score. 6 straight outs from both pitchers. Let's hope we can see something change here in the third inning. You're on NGTM, the Newport Gulls Television Network.
All right, this time just take it back.
And we start the top of the third with Frank Herman, the DH. And I send it over to my colleague, Nick Lima.
Thank you, Steve. Brian Leatherwood out for a third inning of work. He has 5 strikeouts already. Has retired the first 6 batters he's faced. That first pitch is in there for a called strike. Leatherwood gets the sign from his catcher, Tatford. He's ready now. Winds, kicks and deals. Swing and miss, strike 2. Took a big cut at that one. And he's now in a hole, 0-2. Frank Herman stands in. Leatherwood's pitch. Swing and a foul back over America's Cup Avenue. Bounces off the wall of the Newport Visitor Center.
It is a very dense neighborhood here in the middle of downtown Newport. It's hard for all the tourists walking around, wandering the sidewalks. That foul ball is flying out every now and then.
I would hate to be hit in the head. And next delivery, high and away, ball 1. It's 1-2 to Frank Herman. Outfield back, infield squared away. Brian Leatherwood winds, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 6 strikeouts for Leatherwood. He's retired the first 7 batters he's faced, and here comes the number 8 man, Grant Alexander. Alexander, catcher for the Berkshire Dukes, will be batting now from the left side of the plate.
Grant Alexander is only batting .172 so far this season, but he hasn't had much of a chance in only 64 at-bats.
Leatherwood's first pitch is a fastball.
He's got 11 hits, 1 double, 5 RBIs, no home runs, 188 slugging percentage. He's looking to break into the league here.
Count is 1-0. The 1-0 is high and inside. Ball 2. It's 2-0. He missed with a splitter. A 2-0 from Leatherwood. He hasn't fallen behind any batter at all yet. This is probably his worst count of the night. 2-0 pitch is swung on the ground. Shortstop has on a hop. Fires to first for the inning, second out. And with 2 down, we go to the number 9 man, Gerald Gaz.
Gerard Gauze batting .229 for himself. He's got 1 home run in the season and 22 hits. 5 of them being doubles. He has 1 triple, which is not very common here in the New England Collegiate Baseball League.
Leatherwood's delivery is inside as Gauze ducks out of the way. Ball 1. The next delivery from Leatherwood. Low and outside, ball 2. He falls behind another batter 2-0. We haven't seen any ball hit to the outfield yet. They're falling asleep out there. The pitch, swing and a ground ball by the diving shortstop, a base hit.
Well, there goes that perfect game.
Gauze is on with a 2-out single. And we cycle around to the top of the order. Gary Kruger. Kruger struck out his first time up. The first of 6 strikeout victims so far for Brian Leatherwood. Gauze at first base. 2 outs, no score. Here in the top of the 3rd inning. The pitch said to throw to first, runner back standing. Leatherwood from the set, the pitch. Way up high, ball 1.
Gerard Gauze has got some of the better wheels in the team. He has 4 stolen bases in 6 attempts. And here's the pitch. Gauze fakes. That'll be another hit out into left field. So a single for Gary Kruger, and Brian Leatherwood starting to show signs of losing his first inning speed and control. As Gary Kruger pops one, well, lines one into left field. Guerrero fast on the ground ball there. And there are now men on first and second with 2 outs.
Well, 2 runners on now for Leatherwood. He's in a bit of a jam here, but with 2 outs, not that bad. We have a full production crew on here for you tonight. 3 cameras, graphics, instant replay. And of course, a little musical interludes, 3 innings. The pitch gets to the backstop, and the runners will advance to second and third. That maybe charges a wild pitch, as looked like it bounced off the front portion of the plate, as the catcher, Catford, had no chance to get it. It took a high bounce and almost off the screen in the backstop.
Yeah, that was right in front of the plate there.
So back-to-back singles and a wild pitch. Now the runners are at second, third with 2 outs. The Dukes are threatening here. The delivery is outside, ball 2. Brian Leatherwood came out strong, but working himself into a jam now as the lights are on here at Cardines Field. The pitch, check swing, but ball 3. So it's 3-0. Leatherwood's 3-0 pitch is in there, a called strike. It's 3-1. Crowd hoping for a strikeout.
It was wise of Gress to wait for that pitch. Of course, in a 3-0 count with men on second and third, you can wait for your pitch.
At 3-1. Ball, well, looked like ball 4. Could have been low. Maybe that's just the impression that.
Yeah, Gress clearly thought it was a ball 4.
He took 6 steps to first base. However, plate umpire Mike Carpenter said it was strike 2, so it's 3-2. Runner at second, third, no score. Top of the 3rd inning. Brian Leatherwood has 2 outs to work with. The payoff pitch. Swing and a ground ball. He's got a piece of it. Foul. Rolls about 10 feet behind home plate. So we'll do it all again. 3-2 the count on Randy Gress. Leatherwood gets the sign. Winds, kicks and deals. The payoff pitch. Called 3rd strike. He got him on an off-speed pitch. So the Berkshire Dukes failed to score. They leave 2. And those are the first 2 batters on base at all today in this game. And we go to the home half of the 3rd, next on the Newport Gulls television network. Back here now at Cardines Field, Lenny Guerrero leading off the home half of the 3rd for Newport. He takes the first pitch inside, ball 1. Lenny Guerrero stands in the pitch high and inside again with the same pitch, ball 2. And it's 2-0. Well, 2-1 now the count to Guerrero. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Back in high school, Guerrero was a 4-year letter winner in baseball at Tascosa High School over in his hometown of Georgetown, Texas.
D'Angelo's pitch, swing and a high fly ball, deep right field. This ball is foul. Foul ball. Lands about 10 feet foul, 10 feet shy of home run distance. That ball, on some nights with the breeze blowing out towards the north, would have been gone. However, foul ball, and Guerrero, my apologies, it was caught out there in right field. We don't have a good view of that right field corner from up here in the broadcast, but that ball was caught for out 1 as the next batter.
Kozusko did get a hand on that one.
Jeff Tatford takes the first pitch, a called strike. The second pitch is also a called strike. So back-to-back strike calls from D'Angelo. Leo Guerrero did fly out there as Tatford takes the third pitch of the at-bat, ball 1. It's 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tatford goes down swinging. The Newport Gulls are the toughest team in the league to strike out, but they've struck out plenty of times so far tonight, as D'Angelo has been dominating. His next delivery, swing and a miss, strike 1.
Tommy King batting now, is batting .235 and only 68 at bats. He's played 19 games for the Gulls this season. 11 runs, 16 hits.
That one is way outside, ball 1. The count evens up at 1-1. D'Angelo has been working very quickly in this inning. And he's already ready. The pitch, swing and a infield fly. Now the second baseman calling, makes the catch for the out that retires the side. The Gulls go 1-2-3, and again they've yet to get a runner on base in this game. And we go to the top of the 4th here on the Newport Gulls television network. Back here now at Cardines Field, as they're playing Space Invaders across the top of your television screen with fancy graphics there. We're happy to have graphics in this game. We don't always have that as a feature. Looks like the Space Invaders won. They've moved down a level. And we're here in the home half of the 4th. No score. And the first pitch is outside, ball 1. Brian Leatherwood out for a 4th inning of work. He's allowed 2 hits and has a wild pitch. He has struck out half a dozen. The next pitch is hit deep in the air to left field. The left fielder looking up and makes the catch about 10 feet shy of the fence. Left fielder Guerrero out there with the putout. So 1 down, and here comes the next batter, number 14, Chris Ramirez. Ramirez, left fielder for the Berkshire Dukes. The cleanup hitter tonight. He has no one to clean up as no one is on base.
Ramirez, of course, was the 4th batter who struck out to Leatherwood back in the leading off the 2nd inning.
Leatherwood's first pitch is in there, a called strike with the curveball. Both pitchers been working rather quickly. His next delivery. Swing and a ground ball by the third baseman, a base hit. Here comes Ramirez rounding first. He's trying for two. Now he's rounding second as the ball goes into the bullpen and now pulls back as Guerrero recovers the ball. And he'll be held to a one-out double. Once again, the Dukes are threatening. They have a runner at second with one out. Here comes number 24, Gene Cremoli.
You know, it's always tough going after the left fielder or the right fielder going after those balls right down the line. You know, especially here in the corner over there, there's some rough grass and the bullpen just merges right into the field over there. So the ball can really bounce around a lot in there, you know. So it's tough to hold a batter or a runner to just a double. Sometimes they try for triples, especially if he's really fast.
Time call now. Cremoli is batting .243, has 22 RBIs, leading the Dukes. He also has 2 home runs, 4 triples, and 5 doubles. As that pitch is a broken back grounder, and everybody's safe. Everybody's safe. Shortstop Stanton unable to come up with the ball, and now Leatherwood in a jam with runners at the corners and just one out. Here comes Matt Kozusko. Kozusko? What do you think? Kozusko. Kozusko. I don't know why the visiting teams always have these odd names.
Well, it appears that the trainer has come out to check out Chris Stanton. You know, it's interesting to us as being such a great fielder and player that he is that he didn't pick up the ball, and apparently he was hurt in some way on that play. The trainer is now talking with him. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Brian Leatherwood.
Yeah, the trainer was talking with Leatherwood.
I'm sorry.
Hopefully he's all right. The ball had deflected off of him, didn't it?
It was, yeah.
So they're just checking on Leatherwood, make sure he's okay. He shakes off the trainer, and he will pitch again. Oh, runners at the corners. No score, but one out. The first pitch to Matt Kozusko. Here it is. And there, a called strike. Ryan Leatherwood has 7 strikeouts. The 0-1 to Kozusko. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Now the crowd looking for a strikeout.
On its feet.
Ryan
Cardines, they get prizes when the pitcher strikes out batters.
The 0-2 pitch. High and away, ball 1. Cremoli at first, Ramirez at third. Runners at the corners with one out. Leatherwood looking in for the sign. No score in the top of the 4th inning. The 1-2 pitch. Check swing, grounder foul into the visiting Dukes dugout.
He really chased that one. That was down there.
It would have been ball 2. Ryan Leatherwood still looking for a strikeout as Kozusko battling here. Again, the 1-2 pitch. And instead he steps off. Time now called.
Leatherwood's pace is really slowed down here with 2 runners on.
It has. He is taking his time out there. Here's the pitch. Swinging a pop-up. Foul, backing out of play. That one hit my car, Steve?
Actually, Nick, I did see it, and it barely missed your car. It bounced in the street, and it went into the parking space next to ours.
Dear Lord.
I'm really serious. It did.
Oh. My car out there dodging. Foul ball after foul ball tonight. The pitch. There's a ground ball by the second baseman in the gap, a base hit. 1 run will score. As the runners hold up first and second, it's 1-0 Berkshire. The Dukes are the worst team in the division, facing the best team in the division, the Newport Gulls. However, they're the first to score tonight, 1-0. Now here in the 4th inning. So with one out. There's still a runner at first, a runner at second. 2 men on for Frank Herman, the designated hitter. Once again, you see the Space Invaders on your TV there. We're running graphics on an Apple II computer here.
And it appears Leatherwood has come out for a conference with his catcher, Jeff Tatford. They have a lot to talk about.
Well, Leatherwood came out strong, striking out the first 5 batters he faced. But now, after giving up a back-to-back singles in the 3rd inning, has allowed 1 run to score here in the 4th. Runner up first, a runner at second, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Well, that conference appears to have upped his confidence a little.
He did come out throwing hard. That was a fastball. And the count on Alexander is, Herman is 0-1.
Frank Herman does have a .560 slugging percentage this season.
That's fouled off the top of the screen.
So he's only played in 19 games. He's walked 14 times, hit by a pitch 4 times.
Ryan Leatherwood looks in for the sign. Runner at first, runner at second. 1-0 the score. 1 run already home in the inning. 1 out on the board. He checks the runner at second. The 0-1. Just outside, ball 1. That was the 0-2 actually. And now the count is 1-2. Ryan Leatherwood, as the crowd looks for a strikeout. Looking in for the sign. He likes what he sees. Checks the runner at second. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down now, and here comes Grant Alexander. Well, Leatherwood, despite allowing that 1 run, has really pitched well in the jams tonight. He had runners at second, 2 out, and struck out the batter for the 3rd out. And now, with runners at first and second, he strikes out Herman. Here comes Alexander. Grant Alexander was retired with a ground out. 6-3 his last time up. Leatherwood with the first pitch to the lefty, Alexander. Instead he steps off and now looks in for the sign again. Now he's ready. Checks the runner at second. The pitch. In there at the fastball, a called strike. The Newport Gulls as a team have turned 23 double plays. They don't need one here. There's already 2 outs. Runner at first, runner at second. The pitch is tipped foul into the dugout area, the first base line. So, Alexander in the hole, 0-2. Ryan Leatherwood looks in.
This will be his 8th strikeout if he can get this last strike.
He's ready now. The 0-2, swinging a high fly ball, but not very deep. The center fielder, now the right fielder calling, makes the catch. Foley out, retires aside. The Berkshire Dukes get 1, leave 2. They've left 4. And after 3.5, 1-0 Berkshire here on the Newport Gulls Television Network. Back here now at Cardines Field, Newport trailing 1-0, hoping to tie the score relatively soon. It is the 4th inning. As once again, you see Space Invaders across the top of your screen there as our graphics cursor trails across into infinity. First pitch is strike 1.
Oh, no.
See, we're losing the pitcher there momentarily as
That was Chris Stanton flew out to center field. We'll have to go radio for a little bit while our video crew has a little bit of technical difficulties over there.
Looks like it's recovered now. Sorry about the glitches in the screen there. Stanton retired by the center fielder by way of the putout, and the Gulls have one out. Newport has yet to have a runner on base. Perfect game for D'Angelo through 3 innings in the third. The next pitch, and they're a called strike to the number 2 man, center fielder James Payne. D'Angelo's delivery, ground ball chopper. The second baseman has it, fires to first on a hop. He got him. A tough play to his left for the second baseman, Gaz. So here with 2 outs, here comes Ryan Chambers, the DH.
So far, we're seeing a pretty big upset here.
Newport has yet to get a runner on base. And the
Meanwhile,
first pitch of Chambers is a called strike.
Berkshire has had 5 runners on base so far.
The next delivery just missed with a cutter. Ball 1, it's 1-1. Well, Chambers in the hole now, 1-2. And once again, the Newport Gulls are in danger of having an inning with no base runners. Angelo's 1-2 pitch. Just missed with a splitter. It's 2-2. The next delivery, swing, there's a ground ball. The shortstop bobbles it, and it goes into short center field as Chambers is on with a 2-out single.
Yeah. Well,
it was a tough bouncer right
Yeah.
to the shortstop. However, it did hit his glove and then just went away. He should have had that ball. It took a tough hop, though.
I don't know if we'd call that an error, but
Yeah, it
still,
wouldn't be an error,
it was a
but-
tough pop there. Anyhow, now both perfect games have been broken up.
Let's see if we can get an instant replay of that. Or? In a small 0-1 hole. The pitch is a ground ball hit hard by the diving shortstop. A base hit. Chambers pulls up at second, locks in at first, and with 2 outs, the Gulls have their first 2 base runners. Back-to-back hits, and here comes Tony Mansolino. Should Mansolino reach, we will see Jose Rivas. Rivas has an outstanding season offensively. However, for now, D'Angelo will have to deal with Mansolino. Runner at first, runner at second. That runner at second is the tying run in scoring position. D'Angelo looks in for the sign. He's working slowly now with runners on base. The pitch just outside, ball 1. Newport Gulls threatening for the first time this game with 2 outs in the home half, the 4th inning. As their screen goes to night vision there for a moment. My apologies for that, folks.
Mansolino batting .321 in only 16 games for the Gulls.
The pitch.
8 runs.
Swing and a miss. He took a big cut at a fastball outside. And the count evens up at 1-1.
Tony Mansolino, playing in only 16 games, does have 7 RBIs.
Runner at first, runner at second, 2 outs. D'Angelo's 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2. It's 2-1.
Well, D'Angelo was rolling so far in the game until, like Leatherwood, he broke down a little bit and gave up 2 consecutive hits, 2 outs.
D'Angelo checks the run to second, set, steals, swinging out, shot, caught by the right fielder. The Gulls do not score as that was a liner right to right fielder Kazusko. And the Newport Gulls lead the runners up. Runner at first, the tying run, left at second. They've stranded 2 thus far. We go to the 5th as we continue on the Newport Gulls television network. We're trying to get graphics up there for you, but a little bit short-handed on crew, folks, as we are back here now at Cardines Field. And here with the 5th inning is Steve Iwanski. Steve.
Thank you very much, Nicholas Lima. Here we are now. Leading off for the 5th inning, Gerard Gauze playing second base. Turn a couple good plays for Berkshire here in the first couple innings. In his first at bat back in the 3rd, he did get a single and eventually made it to 3rd on a wild pitch from Leatherwood. Gauze now waits the 1-0 pitch. Here it is. That'll be bounced foul down the third base line. Gauze, of course, was the first one to break up Brian Leatherwood's steamrolling in the first 2 innings, striking up the side twice. Came very close with 2 outs in the 3rd and then gave up a single to Gerard Gauze. That one's outside, ball 1. Leatherwood's still pitching very well. He does have 8 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. Hard line ball right to the center fielder, James Payne, and he makes the catch. That was a hard hit ball, Nick, and he was there in time, though, to make the catch.
Well, 1 out now on the board. Leatherwood hasn't really had a bad night. He's only given up 1 run. Just the Gulls haven't supported him much in the way of offense.
That'll be a high pop right into the second baseman, and there it is. Gets his glove over it. And that's retired by second baseman Tommy King. So very quickly, the Dukes are down to their last out here in the top of the 5th inning, as Randy Gress, the second baseman, comes up to bat. Gress struck out twice so far against Leatherwood. Oh, it appears we have I'm sorry. Anyhow, here is Randy Gress. Pitch from Leatherwood. Inside, ball 1. Randy Gress has not gotten on base, of course, but he has made a couple good plays at shortstop. Here's the pitch. That one was a little inside the strike zone. Strike 1. Count now 1-1, 2 outs. Berkshire, of course, leads 1-0. Here in the top of the 5th.
Berkshire does sound better than Berkshire.
I guess so, unless you're English. And that one's in there too. 1-2 the count now. The crowd on its feet, hoping for another strikeout from Brian Leatherwood. And he struck him out very quickly. There is the pitch, and Randy Gress appears shocked after that pitch, and he's struck out.
That's 9 strikeouts now for Leatherwood.
Yeah, that's right. So the Gulls dispose of the Dukes very quickly, and we go into the bottom of the 5th inning here on the Newport Gulls television network. And here we are again in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jose Rivas, the first baseman for the Gulls, now leading off. He fouled that one off to the backstop. Rivas is 0 for 1 so far. He grounded out to the first baseman back in the 2nd inning, and he swings at that one low. Strike 2. Rocco D'Angelo having a very good game, picking up only 2 hits. The pitch. That one's low, ball 1. Working quickly, here's the pitch. Swing, and that one's very short. The catcher has it, fires to first, and he's out. So Grant Alexander very quick to come up with that one, which was bounced right in front of the plate.
That was
whips off his mask and is able to hurl it to first.
That was
base
a very close call at
Yeah.
first. Base umpire James Rundell did call him out. It looked to me like he did beat him by a step.
Yeah.
The crowd didn't agree, of course.
First pitch to Leo Guerrero is a strike. There we are. Catcher misses that one. That's another strike.
Oh, the Gulls really need base runners. They have to stop battling here. They can't keep rounding out and fanning so quickly. They have to tire out D'Angelo. He could do this for the rest of the game.
And that one's a high foul ball back there. And that one bounces in the street down here past first base. And the pitch from D'Angelo is in there. Strike three. Well, Rocco D'Angelo having a very good game, as we said, as he strikes out the first two batters again. Well, the first batter grounded out, but he did manage to keep them off base. But here we are, the catcher, Jeffrey Statford, just covers the plate. That's strike one.
Well, 4 strikeouts now for D'Angelo. He hasn't matched Leatherwood in the strikeout department. However, Leatherwood did have a shaky inning in the 4th. And that's why the score is now just 1-0.
Pitch, low, ball one.
Still a very close game. But time running out for the Gulls.
The pitch, swing and a miss. That's strike three. And the Gulls are quickly retired. 1, 2, 3 here in the bottom of the 5th. And of course, we go to the top of the 6th, where Berkshire has a chance to score more runs offensively here on NGTN. And here we are in the top of the 6th inning. Berkshire Dukes able to score a run back in the 4th, and they're holding on to that lead. It's a 1-0 game here at Cardines Field. Brian Leatherwood still on the mound, who does have 9 strikeouts, yet gave up 5 hits and 1 run. So here we are, and Zach Coulter, the center fielder, comes up. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out to left field. That pitch is high, ball one. Leatherwood checks the sign. Here's the pitch. Swing, and that one's foul down the left field line. Zach Coulter batting .352 this season. Clearly the star player on the team. .602 slugging percentage. 11 stolen bases in 14 attempts. Here's the pitch. Swing, and that's another strike. Strike one.
A lot of heavy traffic on America's Cup Avenue on this Friday night as they come into Newport for the weekend.
And here's the pitch. That one's high, fouled off, out of the park. Onto America's Cup Avenue. It almost hit the Dunkin' Donuts truck out there. So the count now 1-2. And here's the pitch. Low, ball two. Leatherwood. This has been a very long at-bat for Zach Coulter. Here's the pitch. That one just off the corner of the plate. Ball three. Full count now. Leatherwood looks for the sign. Here comes the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Swing and a miss. That's strike three. So Zach Coulter goes down, but not without a fight. here in the top of the 6th inning, which will bring up Chris Ramirez, the left center fielder. Chris Ramirez is 1 for 2, struck out back in the 2nd inning, was able to manage a double in the 4th, and eventually scored on a single by Gene Cremoli. Pitch from Leatherwood. In there, called strike. Chris Ramirez, another very good player on Berkshire Dukes, batting .305. And watch that one go by, ball 1. Ramirez is a .431 on-base percentage. 18 walks as well. Here's the pitch. That's a fastball outside. Count now 2-1. 1 out here in the top of the 6th. There's Brian Leatherwood. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Actually fouled it off. 2-2 the count now to Chris Ramirez. A pitch from Leatherwood. And that one is ball 3. So, full count now. Leatherwood really slowing down, but his control is still there. As the second batter this inning takes full count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a short foul ball down the 3rd baseline. Leatherwood cruised along the first 3 innings, going scoreless, until he hit a wall in the 4th. Gave up 1 run.
No
on the 6th, he's already got 1 strikeout, and here he is looking for a second. The pitch. Hard foul ball, straight back. That'll go toward the fire station.
No action in either bullpen yet, as we are here in the 6th inning. Middle and late relief has been a huge problem for the Berkshire Dukes.
Here's the pitch from Leatherwood. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Well, shades of earlier in this game, Nick, as Brian Leatherwood strikes out the first 2 batters of the 6th inning. He may be pitching full count pitches, but he's cruising along so far.
And now the Gulls are getting someone up in their bullpen. I'll get word on who it is. It might be James Duffy.
Gene Cremoli now up. That'll be a foul ball high. Out of play. Onto America's Cup Avenue. Gene Cremoli, number 24. First baseman. Struck out in the 2nd. Got a single in the 4th. A pitch from Leatherwood. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So, here we are. Leatherwood is 2 outs. An 0-2 count on Gene Cremoli. And here he is looking for his 3rd strikeout. And that one's in there. Strike 3 called. So, Brian Leatherwood has returned to his form from earlier in the game, and he strikes out the side. So, Gulls able to get through that inning unscathed. And here they are going into the bottom of the 6th, trying to score some more runs. They'll have Kozusko coming up to lead off here on NGTN, the Newport Gulls television network. And here we are, back in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tommy King leading off. Swing, and there's a foul ball. Tommy King, the second baseman. Actually, I'm not sure if there's been a substitution, but he's wearing a different number, and that's a high fly ball. Should be easily caught by the pitcher, and he's in there. So, Tommy King is gone. On a high pop-up. We usually call those Major League pop-ups. To the pitcher. No, I'm sorry, the first baseman.
Well, the crowd competing on who can cheer the loudest.
And that'll bring up Chris Stanton. He'll take strike one. Stanton at shortstop has made a couple good plays so far, but he's 0 for 2 offensively. That's ball one. Stanton flew out to third to lead off the bottom of the first, and then flew out to center. And that one's foul. 1-2 the count now.
The Newport Gulls really need some base runners. We're here in the last third of the game now. We're approaching the last third as we are in the 6th inning.
And of course, Chris Stanton, as we've seen many of his games, usually comes alive in the later innings. And that one will also go foul on the third base line.
Fielded by third base coach.
Chris Stanton, in the games we've done at least, I mean, clearly he's a very good player, batting .403, but in the games we've done, he hasn't really shown much in the first couple innings until he warms up later on. So maybe we'll see some of that. And that's a hard ground ball. Shortstop has it, fires to first, and he's out.
Oh, throw just barely in time there.
So Gress is able to get a hand on that one and throw out Chris Stanton at first. And that'll bring up James Payne, center fielder, who's also 0 for 2.
Well, they're getting the waves started here at Cardines Field. However, keeps stopping at the press box and booth and right behind the plate area.
And that pitch is outside, ball one.
Fans on the third base line are not catching on. About 2,000 people are here right now. Stadium's not entirely full. Not a sellout.
We'll get the attendance report later on.
Some broken cloud cover overhead. I can see some blue sky. Still dark in the distance.
And that pitch is low, ball two. Ball three, I'm sorry.
The wind picking up a little more as the flag is waving steadily towards the northeast.
And that pitch is in there.
It's 8 o'clock here in Newport.
And James Payne shows bunt, but pulls back. Full count now with 2 outs, no runners on. Gulls trailing 1-0. The Berkshire Dukes.
I expect the ominous fire station horn will be chiming any minute now.
That's a high fly ball into right field. They call for it, and Paul Kozusko is able to get a hand on that one, and James Payne flies out to keep the Gulls scoreless going into the 7th inning. And we'll have the 7th inning next here on the Newport Gulls TV network. And here we are, the top of the 7th inning. Matt Kozusko now batting. Here's the pitch from Leatherwood, swinging, and that one's fouled off straight to the backstop.
Well, you may just notice for a moment there on your screen a little box. We're working on a little strike zone with our fancy graphics. That would be pretty amazing if we can pull that off.
Just like on ESPN.
I don't even think the folks on Cox 3, the McCoy games, do that. There's a swing and a miss from Kozusko. Leatherwood still going strong here.
In the top of the 7th inning.
He's ahead 2-1. The pitch. In the dirt, blocked by Tatford. It's 2-2. The count evens up. And there is double-barreled action in the Gulls bullpen now. Looks like Duffy is warming up, and we'll see who else it is. Mike Maher. That pitch is outside, ball 3. Full count now to Kozuko as Maher and Duffy are warming up in the Gulls bullpen. Leatherwood's 3-2. There's a ground ball by the third baseman, foul, and into the bullpen. Well, there's a little bit of a strike zone on there for a moment, but we saw at the center of that in the screen. Maybe we'll have it for next inning. Won't be accurate though. There's a line shot into center field, a base hit. Center fielder
James Payne is able to catch it on the hop, fire it in there, hold him to a single.
So a leadoff single here.
Matt Kozesko's second single of the game.
So with a runner at first, here comes the DH, Frank Herman. As we signal now to the cameraman to get the bullpen, get you a shot of who's warming up in there to replace Leatherwood. And there's Maher, number 32, warming up. And Duffy on the left, both right-handed pitch, or Maher a left-hander and Duffy a right-hander, warming up in the bullpen. Meanwhile, Herman is in a hole 0-2. Brian Leatherwood looking for strikeout number 13. Runner at first, nobody out, 1-0 to score. The Dukes are on top. Now he steps off, his time is called. Leatherwood has been throwing hard tonight. He's maybe tiring.
Matt Kozesko on first base has no stolen bases this season.
So he probably won't be going. Leatherwood's pitch. Called third strike, 13 strikeouts for Brian Leatherwood. So one down, that'll bring up Grant Alexander. Alexander, the batter now for Berkshire. Runner at first, one down, 1-0 to score in the top of the 7th inning. Newport Gulls hoping to keep this game close and come back. Just 1 week to go until the playoffs. The pitch, swing and a foul to the backstop. He just nipped it.
Grant Alexander is 0 for 2. He was thrown out at first by the shortstop back in the 3rd inning, and he flew out to right to end the 4th, top of the 4th for the Dukes.
It's a beautiful night here in Newport under mostly cloudy skies. The temperature is warm. No rain in the air yet. So Leatherwood steps off. And Alexander will take a few practice swings. There's some graphics for you. Now that's very legible up there in the top left corner of the screen. And now that's fading off to the right. And there's Space Invaders again, folks. We'll work on getting some good graphics for you later on in the season for the playoffs when we have co-production with NCTV. That pitch is outside. Ball 2, it's 2-1. And we will be having a regular season game, the Tigers TV crew, in conjunction with NCTV, Newport County Television, Cox Communications, TV 18. We'll be working together on a game.
Ooh. That was very inside. I'm surprised that didn't hit him.
There we go. Graphics on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. That works a little bit, doesn't it, Steve?
Yep.
All the way up. Now back
whoa.
at the top. What's going on back there in the broadcast booth?
So 3 balls and 1 strike to Grant Alexander with a man on first. Here's the pitch.
There's a line drive, base hit in the right center field. This may score a run. And now, no, it will not, as
Drew Locke was able to hurl that ball in there in time to keep Matt Kozesko at third base. But Grant Alexander pulls through with a double, and there are still no outs here in the top of the 7th.
Oh, runner at second, a runner at third. 1-0 to score. And now confidence out on the mound. This may do it for Leatherwood. This may do it for him.
Yep, looks like that's it. Here comes Matt Maher in from the bullpen.
Well, that'll do it for Leatherwood. He had 13 strikeouts, gave up 1 run, is responsible for the runners at second and third. We have a pitching change coming to you from Cardines Field. As a score to bullpen comes to you here from Newport on the Newport Gulls Television Network. Oh, back here at Cardines Field, Sean Kane is the new pitcher for Newport, second pitcher of the night. Kane has the 5.40 ERA, is 1-2 on the season in 5 appearances. Sean Kane has pitched 25 innings, giving up 30 hits, 17 runs, and 15 earned runs. He's walked 6, struck out 19. His predecessor tonight, Brian Otherwood, struck out 13 batters. Kane has given up 4 doubles, 2 triples, no home runs. Faced 99 batters. This next one will be his 100th faced this season.
Brian Leatherwood really did have a very good game going into the 7th inning. And back in the 6th, we did see him go through that one, striking out the side. But the Gulls can't afford to give up any more runs, and now they have 2 men in scoring position. So,
well, it's just 1 out. That is a dangerous situation for Newport here.
That's right.
Sean Kane does have 4 wild pitches. Has hit 3 batters, and opponents are batting .303 against him. He's all set warming up now as he walks around the mound, and play ball is the call from plate umpire Mike Carpenter. A runner at second, a runner at third. A base hit would be crushing to the Gulls here. They can't afford that. Infield in. Outfield in. The pitch. Just outside, ball 1. Sean Kane. Hoping to end this inning without any further damage. The Gulls continue to trail it by 1. 1-0 the score here in the top of the 7th inning. Kane looks in for the sign, checks around at third. The pitch. Outside again, ball 2. And it's 2-0. Sean Kane. His next pitch is ball 3. 3-0 now. He's yet to throw a strike. Kane has a runner at second to deal with and a runner at third, both the responsibility of Leatherwood. A 3-0. Low ball 4. He walked on, and the bases are loaded with just 1 out. Now the Gulls are in trouble. They do have Mike Maher warming up in the bullpen, and also for the Berkshire Dukes, they also have action in their bullpen. I believe it is Gene Howard. I could be wrong there. It's either Gene Howard or Art Hill. I'll have to trust my brand new trusty binoculars. The pitch is outside. Oh, now a late strike call from plate umpire Mike Carpenter. Strike 1, first strike of the outing. 4. Kane. Kane has to worry about a Duke on every single base. 1-0 to score. You like to keep it that way. There's a base hit by the diving shortstop. 1 run will score, and the bases remain loaded. 2-0. Berkshire gets it done. So a weak base hit, hard hit right by the shortstop and into short left field. And Guerrero came on quickly to save a second run. Had that ball gotten by him, the score would be 3 or 4-0 instead of 2-0.
Oh boy, do we look foolish, Nick. I mean, our predictions at the beginning of this game were well-founded, but unfortunately they're completely wrong so far. And the Gulls have had 2 hits, left both of those guys on base.
Anything can happen in baseball. That pitch is outside, ball 1.
And here's the worst team in the league, who we didn't give much of a chance in our pregame broadcast, but they now have 9 hits, and Bases are loaded with only one out.
And they're facing the Newport Gulls, the best team in the Southern Division. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. It's 1-1. And that is number 11, Gene Howard, warming up in the bullpen for the Dukes. We may have seen the last of D'Angelo. Kane checks around the third, throw, swing and a miss, strike two. Oh, 2-0 to score. Both runs charged to Leatherwood, who did have an outstanding game, striking out 13.
But those, unfortunately, that he didn't strike out were able to put together quite a few hits.
Sean Kane's next pitch. Check swing, did it go? No, as the ball is in the dirt, blocked by the catcher, Tatford. And the count is 2-2. Apologize for the poor pitcher quality there. We are a non-profit organization looking for funding. So we don't have the best equipment yet, but we're still trying to bring these games to you. Next delivery, swing and a foul to the backstop. Just did stay alive. It's still 2-2. To number 10, Randy Gress.
Randy Gress, 0 for 3 this game with 3 strikeouts.
Kruger at first.
Clearly, Kane could use a 4th strikeout against Randy Gress.
Guys at second, Alexander at third. The bases are loaded, 2-0 to score, 1 run home in the inning. Just 1 out. Sean Kane's ready now. The 2-2 pitch. Check swing, did it go? Yes! Strike 3, he went around. So, Gress fans, and now there are 2 outs. The outfield will move back, the infield will move back. They don't need a double play to get out of this inning anymore. A flyout will do it. And now here comes Dennis Healy out to the mound, and catcher Tatford.
So we have another conference, and the Gulls do have pitchers in the bullpen, but looks like they'll keep Kane in, as he does have 2 outs now.
Well, Kane retired 2 batters, but actually that will do it for him, as it looks like we have a new pitcher coming in. We'll get word on that picture next, as we have a pitching change coming to you from Cardines Field here on the Newport Gulls Television Network. Back here now at Cardines Field, some technical difficulties as Mike Maher is the new pitcher for the Newport Gulls. Maher has a 2.45 ERA and 1.4 record, as that pitch is foul off his foot. Strike one is 1-1. Mike Maher has made 15 appearances, has 1 save, 18 innings pitched, 10 hits, 8 runs, 5 earned runs charged to Maher. He's walked 9, struck out 31.
In the meantime, Sean Kane gave a walk, a single, and did strike out Randy Gress, but they bring in Maher to face Zach Coulter, number 22, the center fielder.
Bases loaded, 2 out. Some technical difficulties there. Pardon us for that, folks.
Coulter's also 0 for 3.
That pitch hit the catcher. Or what happened?
The batter.
Oh, it did hit
the batter. That'll bring in another run.
It's 3-0. It looked like the pitch hit.
No, it did glance off his shoulder.
It hit the batter and then bounced off the catcher. So, bounced off the shoulder blade of catcher Tatford. I must have heard, but also hit the batter, and now the score is 3-0. So Maher comes in and hits the batter.
I mean, we do usually see a couple hit by pitches, in these games, but unfortunately this one did cost them.
Came with the bases loaded. Now the score is 3-0. Still 2 outs. The pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Well, pitch is a called strike anyway. The fastball on the outside corner. So, Maher ahead 0-1. The next delivery, swing and a miss at a splitter in the dirt. It's 0-2.
Chris Ramirez is 1 for 3. He got a double. Eventually scored the first run of the game.
The goal.
4th inning.
Newport
he also has 2
one pitch.
strikeouts.
Newport is 1 pitch from getting out of this inning. Mike Maher has to deal with inherited runner at second and third. He walked the runner at first. Coulter. The pitch. Check swing. Did it go? Yes! So, Maher walks home a runner on the intentional walk, but does strike out Ramirez to end the inning. The Dukes get 2, leave 3, and after 6.5.
7.5.
Oh, no, 6.5.
Are you sure about that?
Well, yes.
It's the 7th inning stretch.
Yes, after 6.5. Yeah, there we go. After 6.5, it's 3-0 here on the Newport Gulls Television Network. I'm back here once again at Cardines Field. As the pitch is now, it's now 0-2 to the batter, number 17 for the Newport Gulls. That'd be Drew Locke.
Ryan Chambers.
Oh, Ryan Chambers, my apologies.
The DH. 1 for 2 with a single.
And we have been having some technical difficulties here. We've lost one of our cameras. It's ceased functioning out there, so we won't have that balls and strikes cam for you. We still have 2 cameras, and we'll continue to get the rest of this game to you. The next pitch just missed with a changeup, and the count is full, 3-2 to Ryan Chambers. The Newport Gulls need a base run as they trail it by 3. Swinging a foul off the top of the netting. The crowd rallying here. The Newport Gulls hoping to get a rally and get some runs on the board. They've been shut out through 6 innings. A pitch, swing, and there's a line drive caught by the center fielder. So, Chambers works the count full and then lines to center for the inning's first out. Here comes Drew Locke now. Locke, a right fielder for Newport. Hoping to get on for the Gulls.
Drew Locke is also 1 for 2 with the single. He did ground out to the second baseman.
The 1-0 pitch. Check swing, went to the backstop. And we haven't gotten a call on what that pitch was. Was it a ball, was it a strike? It was a ball. He didn't make contact. It's 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. And the dirt ball 3. So perhaps D'Angelo is tiring here. He worked the count full to Chambers, and now he's behind 3-0 to Locke. The 3-0 is on the outside corner, a called strike. It's 3-1. D'Angelo winds, kicks and deals. Swing and a pop-up, foul over us and out of play. Lands just behind us.
That one hit the roof.
Marlborough Street. We still have 2 more broadcasts in the regular season, and of course the playoffs for Newport coming up to you this summer. D'Angelo's pitch is flared. The first baseman calling makes the catch. We're on the borderline between the outfield and first base territory for the inning, second out. So 2 straight flyouts. And here comes Tony Mansolino. Mansolino hoping to get something going here with 2 outs in the 7th inning.
Mansolino himself is 0 for 2.
The Gulls trail by 3. They only have 7 outs left to come back. They're facing the last place team in the division. That pitch is outside, ball 1. D'Angelo is definitely tiring. He's thrown 6 2/3 shutout innings thus far.
Not working nearly as quickly as he did before.
No, he's not. There's a flare caught by the second baseman, running hard to get that one. And the Gulls go down 1, 2, 3 yet again. Well, Newport fails to get base runners, and we go to the 8th inning. Newport still trailing 3-0 here on the Newport Gulls television network. Back here at Cardines Field, and we are here in the top of the 8th inning. Number 24 leading off for the Berkshire Dukes, Gene Cremoli. Here once again is Steve Owanski.
Thank you, Nick. That's a line drive straight to right field. Luckily, though, the right fielder, Drew Locke, is able to get a good read on that one, and he retires. Gene Cremoli. The Gulls almost battered around in the top of the 7th. I mean, the Dukes almost battered around in the top of the 7th inning.
The Gulls hoping to batter around coming up in order to tie up this score. They trail 3-0.
So that'll bring up Matt Kosciuszko with 1 out. Count now 1-0. Kosciuszko is 2 for 3. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball right to Chris Stanton, who bobbles it, and there is no play at first. So, Chris Stanton.
The troubles continue for the Gulls. Another leadoff runner on.
Fielding mishap.
Or rather, he's on with 1 out.
I don't know if we want to call that an error, but.
Well, no, it was a bouncer right to him and bounced up into his glove. He just couldn't come down with it.
So Matt Kosciuszko, 3 hits now in the game, and brings up Frank Herman, the DH, who is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. He tries to bunt, but goes foul. And that's strike 1. Almost looked there that they were trying to hit and run, with Herman bunting, Kosciuszko shooting off there. Kosciuszko only has 1 stolen base. No, there's no stolen bases this season. 1 attempt. Here's the pitch. Low ball 1.
Ben Finsgriff is up in the Gulls bullpen. You may see him in the 9th inning.
Leatherwood checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Fouled, backstop. So Maher has put a runner on. Only with 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. That one's just outside, ball 2. Mayer looks in for the sign. Checks the runner. The 2-2 pitch. Low. That'll bring full count. Catcher almost missed it. Tatford leaping to keep that ball close. Kosciuszko is not very fast, but he was able to score later on a double by Grant Alexander in the last inning. The pitch from Maher, and he hits another batter. Actually, that was struck him right in the shoulder there.
That's 2 hit batters for Maher. Both dugouts will be warned.
So there are men now at first and second.
Well, game tickets for the Newport Gulls. 3 remaining home games are still available, as well as tentatively for the playoffs first 2 weeks of August. Adults are just $4, children 13 and over, seniors military ID just $2, children 12 and under are 50 cents. Season passes are available for $50. Group ticket packages are available as well. Bring your group to a Newport Gulls game. For 10 to 49 guests, tickets are $3 each, 50 to 250, $2 each. And if you have 250 guests, tickets are just $1 each. Must be purchased in advance. For ticket and game information, call 849-4982. That's 849-4982.
So Grant Alexander comes up now, who did hit a double in the 7th inning, which eventually brought about the end of Sean Kane. Did score a run, the second run for the Dukes, who now have 3 runs. The Gulls with none. They do have men at first and second with 1 out. Count now 0-1 to Grant Alexander. The pitch. Swinging a hard ground ball. That'll be a base hit. And Drew Locke is able to hurl one in there. But bases are loaded once again for the Berkshire Dukes, as Grant Alexander scores a 1-out single.
Well, the second inning in a row, they've had the bases loaded. And with just 1 out, Maher in a jam now. The Newport Gulls can't afford to have the Berkshire lead increased by any more. Newport trails it by 3. 3-0 the score.
And Gerard Gauze, second baseman, fouls it straight off past first base out of the park. Gauze is 1 for 2 with a walk. You got a single, eventually made it to third on a wild pitch. Gauze looking to get some more RBIs here. The pitch from Mayer. That one's a high pop-up. Looks out of play. And it is, as it glances off the buildings over here behind the Gulls' nest along the third base line.
The Newport Gulls are very tired. They got back from a road trip at 2:15 this morning. Going to be a factor in tonight's game.
Pitch from Mayer. It's fouled off. Fouled off his foot, actually. As the intoxicating aromas of popcorn drift up here into the Gulls' nest here in the top of the 8th inning. 1 out now. Bases loaded for Maher on an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Strike 3. Well, he was definitely swinging for the fences there, but failed to make contact, and that's strike 3 for Gerard Gauze. So,
well, with the lefty facing the lefty here, we'll see if Dennis Haley will make a pitching change, and it doesn't look like he will, as Finchgriff is not quite warmed up yet in the bullpen.
Gary Kruger comes up now, the third baseman. Kruger is 2 for 4 on the game. He now has to work with 2 outs and men on 3 bases. That's strike 1. The pitch from Mayer. Swing, another miss. 0-2 the count now with 2 outs. Mayer may yet come out of this inning. But the score is 3-0.
Well, if the Dukes squander here, it could be a blessing for the Gulls.
Lesson for us. And here's the pitch from Mayer. Swing and a miss. And the Dukes leave them loaded as we head into the bottom of the 8th inning. The bases were juiced, but Mayer was able to pull himself together after that and get 2 straight strikeouts. So the Gulls, with not much time left, going to the bottom of the 8th and looking for something to go on offensively. So we'll look for that here on NGTN, the Newport Gulls Television Network.
Back here now in the 8th inning with the 8th inning action and the count 0-2 to Jose Rivas. Here is one final time, unless we're going in extra innings, folks. Steve Owanski.
Thanks, Nick. Well, we can hope we go into extra innings at least, with the Gulls trailing 3-0 here. And the pitch to Jose Rivas. And he fouled that one off. Count now 0-2. Rivas, usually a power player for the Gulls, has gone 0 for 2 this game. The pitch, swing and a miss, and he strikes out. Well, That'll bring up Leo Guerrero, the left fielder, who's also 0 for 2. The Gulls, after all, do only have 2 hits in the game. And they stranded both those runners on base back in the 4th inning. So Leonard Guerrero comes up. And he'll take that one, ball 1. Leonard Guerrero batting .310 in 100 at-bats. And that one's a called strike.
I haven't heard an official attendance report yet. I'm sure it'll be above 2,000. No one's left yet.
Guerrero takes a huge cut at that one. But D'Angelo gets him down. 2 strikes now with 1 out on Leo Guerrero. The pitch. Swinging a high fly ball. Won't even clear the infield. The first baseman has a read on it, and he drifts under it, and that makes the catch. Jeff Cremoli with the catch there.
Well, Joe Del Soldato, with a 19.8 ERA and an 0-0 record. He has made 4 appearances on the season. He's warming up in the bullpen right now. A left-handed pitcher for the Berkshire Dukes.
So Jeffrey Tadford, who has 2 strikeouts on the game. Oh, I'm sorry. We have a pinch hitter. Michael Affronti is pinch hitting for Jeff Tadford here, which is definitely a good move by the manager. Affronti has been having a pretty good season, better than Tadford at least.
Well, 2 outs already in the inning. Time running out for the Gulls.
And Affronti will watch that one go by too. Count now 1-1. Michael Affronti batting .219 in the season. Swing, and that one's fouled to the backstop. Affronti has 105 at-bats, 11 runs, 23 hits. They could use some of those now. He does have 12 RBIs and 1 home run on the season. Here's the 1-1 pitch from D'Angelo. Swing, another foul ball. And with 2 outs now, Affronti is down to 2 strikes. Very quickly, things are unraveling on the Gulls. Of course, they never really did get raveled in the first place.
If you're just rejoining us from earlier, folks, you may notice we don't have our 3 cameras up there. There's a ground
and
ball.
That one falls in for a hit. We thought the second baseman, Gauze, would have come up with that one. He made a leap for that one, but the hard ground ball from Michael Affronti, I don't think anyone here thought that one was going to make it out of the infield, but it did. Hard ground ball, and Gauze was not able to leap in time. I think he timed himself a little wrong, but Affronti comes out with a hit.
Well, just as I start to bash the crew and tell you all that we did lose our 3rd camera out there. It's not functioning properly. We're down to 2 cameras, and there's a
hard ground ball, the third baseman, and very quickly the Gulls are retired once again.
Well, Steve, I hope that by bashing the crew somehow, by the baseball gods, we're going to let the Gulls come back, but not there. They did get that base hit.
That's true. That was the 3rd hit of the game for the Gulls. But we head into the top of the 9th inning. Score now still 3-0 Berkshire here on the Newport Gulls TV network.
Oh, back here once again at Cardines Field, a new pitcher for the Newport Gulls as Ben Finsgraff warming up out there now. New catcher as well. The catch for Finsgraff is Chris Brake. Brake in the game. Brake offensively batting .279 with 43 at-bats. He scored 8 runs and has 12 hits.
In Mike Mayer's outing, he got 1 walk, hit 1 batter, gave up 2 hits, and struck out 2.
Ben Finsgraff has a 3.96 ERA, a record of 1-1 in 11 appearances. He has 1 save, 25 innings pitched, 25 hits. He's given up 11 runs, all of them earned. Has walked 4, struck out 26. Giving up 7 doubles, 2 home runs, and faced 140 at batters.
So here we are in the top of the ninth
98
inning.
batters.
Top of the ninth inning. Randy Gress, the shortstop, coming up. And I turn it over to my colleague, Nicholas J. Lima.
Thank you, Steve. The first pitch is swung on and missed, strike 1. Steve, who will we be seeing? Who will we be seeing in the bottom of the ninth for the Gulls?
Well, I'm not sure, but it looks like in the bottom of the ninth inning, we'll have Chris Stanton, James Payne, and Ryan Chambers coming up. The first 3 batters of the lineup. Gulls hoping to get something going, but we'll see.
The next pitch from Fitzgraff is swung on and missed. He tried to check, but went around. Strike 3. So Fitzgraff comes in and strikes out the first batter he faces, and here comes number 5, a new batter for the Berkshire Dukes. We'll get his name in a moment. He is number 5, Mark Ori. Pinch batting now. Pinch hitting, I should say. He's batting .223. He has 14 hits, or rather 21 hits and 14 runs, going 6 doubles and a triple. The first pitch to Ori goes to the backstop, ball 1.
Pitcher for the Gulls, Ben Finsgraff from Annapolis, Maryland, throws 4 different pitches for strikes. He's a fastball, curveball, changeup, slider. They're all good pitches for him, and he also has tremendous arm strength.
Very tall stature on the mound. His 1-0 delivery is low on the inside, just off the inside corner, ball 2.
And at Severn High School over in Annapolis, he threw the first no-hitter in his school's history, and he was named the most valuable pitcher of the 2002 Maryland State Legion Tournament.
All 3 from Fitzgraff, 3-0 now, as he came out strong by striking out
Randy Gress.
Gress, and now facing Ori. He's falling behind 3-0. The next pitch is on the outside corner, strike 1. It's 3-1. No one up in either bullpen right now.
Crowd has settled down here at Cardinals Field. Many of them have left already.
There's a check swing ground ball.
Actually, that
foul.
Fouled off the ground back up at him, and he appears to, he's feeling it.
We may see D'Angelo pitching again in the bottom of the ninth, trying for the complete game shutout. The Gulls have only been shut out 3 times this season. They're being shut out now, though, in the top of the ninth inning. 3-0 to score. The pitch, swing and a miss is a throw to first, and he's out. So, back-to-back strikeouts for Finsgraff, and here now is number 14, Chris Ramirez. Finsgraff waiting to pitch to the lefty, Ramirez. Now he steps on the mound.
Ramirez is 1 for 4, 3 strikeouts. He did get a double and eventually scored on a single by Gene Cremoli back in that explosive 4th inning.
Finsgraff gets the sign from break. The pitch. Miss with a splitter. It's ball 1. 1-1 now the count. To Cremoli. Swing, and there's a ground ball. Second baseman has it. Fires the first, inning over. So the Dukes go 1-2-3 in the ninth, and we go to the last of the ninth. 3-0 Berkshire. Last chance for the Gulls next here on the Newport Gulls Television Network. Back here once again at Cardinals Field, some defensive changes. Ori is now in right, and Kozusko moves from right to center field. Looks like Keller has been taken out of the lineup as the next pitch is ball one, or rather strike one. It's 1-1 now to the batter for the Newport Gulls, Chris Stanton. see Stanton, Payne, and Chambers here in the ninth. Next pitch is outside, ball two. The Newport Gulls need base runners. The tying run is in the dugout.
In this game, Chris Stanton has seen his batting average dip below 400. He went 0 for 3 so far.
There's a ground ball grabbed by the third baseman. He drops it. He has no play. Stanton's off the leadoff single. And now that'll bring the tying run to the on-deck circle. Here comes James Payne.
Well, it looked like the third baseman made a tremendous dive, and he was able to stop the ball, but unfortunately in jumping back up to try to make the throw to the first, he did bobble it, and it fell out of his glove. There was no play.
We're surprised to still see D'Angelo as the pitcher here. He has dominated all night. Standing up first, the pitch. And they're a called strike.
James Payne, the center fielder, 0 for 3 in the game. However, Chris Stanton has 17 stolen bases in 20
Stanton
attempts.
goes as the pitch is foul up the first base line. He would have had second already if it was a fair ball.
Not be surprised to see Stanton try for second here.
Stanton, 17 for 20 on steals, is one of the league leaders coming into this game. D'Angelo, no out, stop the ninth, Stanton at first. The pitch to Payne, and the throw back to first, he's safe. 1-2 now the count on Payne. Stanton has to be careful, doesn't want to be erased at first.
They've gotten a mistake single with Stanton, and they don't want to lose that. That was given to them.
The next pitch, swinging a foul hard off the screen, just above the backstop. So, Payne stays alive and continues to be behind. 1-2. D'Angelo has pitched 8 scoreless innings here in the ninth. That pitch is outside, ball two. The count is up at 2-2. After Payne and Chambers, we'll see Drew Locke. Sure to get that far. As a throw to first as Stanton slides back.
James Payne.
That one again is fouled to the backstop. It's 2-2.
James Payne does have 6 RBIs on the season.
And again, the throw to first. He's trying to get Stanton.
And the crowd is getting a little restless with this, almost playing catch with the first baseman.
Several hundred people have left here at Cardines Field. That swing and a miss, strike three. Payne goes down swinging after battling with D'Angelo. So 1 down, and the Gulls have 2 outs left to score 3 runs, at least to tie it.
He was way late on that one. I mean,
he was.
Ball was by him before he swung.
So Stanton remains at first with 1 out. Here is Ryan Chambers.
Ryan Chambers 1 for 3 with only one of the Gulls' 3 hits this game.
That pitch is outside low, ball 1. 1-0 to Chambers. Newport Gulls hoping to rally here in the ninth. They trail it 3-0. The throw to first, and Stanton dives back again, shakes his head.
On the front of Stanton's uniform is getting pretty dirty as he's had to dive back to first half a dozen times at least.
Way up high and inside with a curveball. Ball 2 to Ryan Chambers. The next pitch is hit deep in the air to left field. Left fielder now looking up, makes the catch. Stanton retreats. And the Gulls are down to their last out. That ball just died out there. Was hit high, but not very high. Here comes Drew Lock. Drew Lock, last hope for the Newport Gulls. They trail 3-0. They've only been shut out 3 times this season.
Drew Lock does have 1 hit in the game. He's looking to score Stanton from first.
The Gulls beat. There's a high fly ball to right field, foul. Out of play. The Gulls beat Berkshire last night at Berkshire, 6-4. They beat Berkshire earlier this season, June 22nd, 16-7. But they trail it 3-0. Here in the 9th inning, the pitch. Outside, ball 1. It's 1-1.
Locke does have 20 RBIs on the season.
Should Locke reach, we'll see Mancelino. Throw to first, Stanton back sliding.
Hoping to score Stanton from first. I think a
double
will do it.
It's 9 o'clock. The pitch. In there, the called strike, and the Gulls are down to their last strike. 1-2 the count. Stanton at first. Locke at the plate. D'Angelo has pitched 8 2/3 scoreless innings. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and this one's over. The Newport Gulls shut out for the 4th time this season. And they lose this game 3-0, the final score. They lead the tying run. Would have still been in the on-deck circle as Stanton stranded at first. The Berkshire Dukes earn a 1-2 semi-split on the season series as the Newport Gulls fall for the first time this season to Berkshire 3-0. We'll have the totals and highlights next here on the Newport Gulls Television Network. Oh, back here again at Cardines Field. The Newport Gulls lose tonight 3-0. We're here with the totals for the Gulls. They had 3 hits, left 3 on base. Their pitchers, however, had 17 strikeouts, hit 2 batters, and walked 1. That 17 strikeouts is almost a season high for the Gulls. For the visiting Dukes of Berkshire, whichever one you prefer, they had 10 hits, left 10 on base. Their pitchers had 8 strikeouts, walked 0, and the Dukes also committed 1 error. However, despite the totals, except for the hit category, you would think that this game would have been a bit closer. However, Newport was shut out 3-0. Stanton, star hitter, came into this game batting .403, leading the league in batting average. He still is leading the league. However, you did go 0 for 3 tonight, so he did fall below 400 with 1 week to go in the regular season. Chambers had a hit, and he went 1 for 4, and Locke also had a hit, 1 for 4. For the Dukes, offensively, Randy Gress went 0 for 5, struck out 5 times. Ramirez went 1 for 5 with a double and a run. Kazoko had a great night, going 3 for 4, 3 hits and 1 run. On another note, Brian Leatherwood, starting pitcher for the Newport Gulls, did strike out the side twice in the 1st and 6th inning of the ball game. Well, it took 2 hours and 25 minutes to play. It was watched by 2,219. However, all those fans go home disappointed tonight as the Newport Gulls do lose shutout for the 4th time this season, 3-0. Steve?
Well, Nick, obviously this is a huge upset. We clearly talked before the game about how we might see an entertaining show by the offensively sparked Newport Gulls, the first and best team in the league against the Berkshire Dukes, last in the league in almost everything. And, obviously we were not only disappointed, but we were wrong. And
hoping to maybe even hone our home run calling skills tonight as announcers, but unable to do so.
But the Gulls were held to 3 hits, and one man on base from an error. But we definitely did not see the offensive show that we expected.
Definitely not, especially from a team like the Gulls leading the league in offense.
That's right. But we did see an offense, a pitching show from the Gulls.
Both teams had outstanding pitching in tonight's game.
For the first couple innings, it seemed like it was a pitcher's duel. And then, of course, we had a terrible 7th inning for the Gulls when, at one point, was it Sean Kane hit a batter, which drove in the 3rd run, which is one of the most disappointing ways to, give up a run in a game is with the bases loaded to hit a batter.
Certainly.
And very anticlimactic for the Gulls. Of course, they do still have somewhat of a playoff berth. They're not nearly in trouble yet.
But we're waiting on word to see whether or not the Silkworms or Manchester have won their game or not. If they have won, the Gulls will be just 1/2 game out in front, still in first place in the division either way. So,
right. But as we talked to Mr. Pava, general manager, earlier in the game, he did say that as of right now, the Gulls do have all but secured a spot in the playoffs. They're just hoping to win the division in order to secure home field advantage, which would definitely help their team, as that is clearly an issue here for the long bus rides through New England.
Well, we'll have at least 2 more broadcasts for you this season on the Newport Gulls television network, both of them regular season games, and tentatively, of course, we'll have as many home playoff games as we can fit on the NGTN. We'll have a closing word and wrap things up next on the Newport Gulls television network. Well, back here one final time at Cardines Field in Newport. The Newport Gulls shut out tonight for just the 4th time this season. 3-0 the final score. The Berkshire Dukes take the victory. Any closing words, Steve?
Yes, well, like we said earlier, a big upset here. We were definitely upset. And the Gulls look to improve their record once again. They remain, well, as far as we know, in first place. They certainly will be in first place, depending on whether Silkworms won. But, of course, we go into next week's games with a little less confident stance going into the latter half of the season. But, of course, the Gulls have not lost their spark, as we have seen definitely in the past few games we've been doing.
Well, I'd like to thank our entire crew put in an outstanding effort to bring tonight's broadcast to you. Despite the technical difficulties, that's the equipment's fault. The crew has done a terrific job in putting hours and hours of work into getting these broadcasts to you. The executive producer of Newport Gulls Baseball is Steve Rice. I'd like to thank our director, Andrew Dion. Our on-site engineer is Tom Lima. Our audio technician, Andrew Raposa. And our producer is Brett Dion. For Steve Owanski, I'm Nick Lima. Our next broadcast is coming up in about a week on the Newport Gulls television network. We'll have the final 2 games of the regular season, a Friday night and a Saturday night game for you on the with the Tigers TV crew and NCTV, Newport County Television. We'll have a co-production there, as well as, tentatively, of course, the playoffs, the first and maybe even second week of August, here on the Newport Gulls television network. For Steve Owanski, I'm Nick Lima. Until our next broadcast, so long, everybody.